Hi everybody, it's April and I was just working on a project and came to a point where I was using a tool that I've been using a lot lately. Since the Silhouette software was upgraded to the new version, I have not had as precise a control over my mouse as I had before. And I actually sent a note to the company. There's a place where you can contact them through email with any issues that you're having. And they sent me a list of things that I needed to do and to try, but I haven't gotten to those yet. So in the meantime, I've been using this transform tool, which I did not use much before for just moving things around. So I wanted to go over real quickly what I did. So if I come here, I was in the process of trying to link these letters together. So let me back out here. So I've created this candy cane sentiment or group of words, and I want to connect these letters together, but I want to be precise about it because they are on this ellipse, so I don't want them to become crooked. So I'm zooming in closely so I can, really see what it is that I'm doing. And if I take my mouse, so I've ungrouped the letters. If I take my mouse and move it, if you notice, it jumps. So there isn't just a teeny movement, it's a pretty big movement. In this case, it worked out okay for me, but what I want to do is show you how to move it just a teeny tiny bit. And again, I've used this in other instances as well. So I've clicked the transform menu here on the right hand side, and I'm going to click what looks like, well, it's called move. So there you go. It's called the move tool. It didn't look like move to me, but that's okay. So here you can specify an amount that you want your image to move. So I've been pretty well sticking with 0.05. So I enter the 0.05 and I hit the enter key. And then I can use these arrows to move, and then it moves my letter just a little bitty bit, which is what I want. And it keeps it on that same axis. And then if I think, oh, well, yeah, I think I've gone too far, I can move it back. And I'm thinking I'm going to move it over so that I lose that curve. So if I move it this far, then I've got this little piece of the C that sticks out. So I think I'm going to go with that. And you can change this distance to be bigger or smaller. I know at points of time I've used 0.025 because I wanted to move that small a distance. And then if I take my mouse, I still get the big movement. So what I'm doing is I'm using these arrows. And see, I connected my N just where I wanted it to be. So now I'm going to move my D. And I'm click, 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 click. And as always, I've overdone it. So that's way too far, way too much clicking. Okay, so at some point he's going to stop moving, I hope. Wow, here we go. Okay, so I'll slow down the clicking so it's not so overzealous. I'm not clicking. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to move my little D back. And I want part of that. There we go. That looks good. And here, I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm not exactly sure. This Y is going to be kind of hard to connect. So I will probably, let's see if I can turn him a little bit and maybe connect him. Yeah, that's probably not going to work. So we'll see how this looks. Alright, so now I'm going to move over to the cane. Click my A. Move my A over. There we go. And my N. Move him over. Let's see. Yep, I think I like that. And although my E is hiding, it is back there. And you also might want to make note that you have to make sure you've got a box around what you're trying to move. So if I just click out here and I try to move something, obviously nothing's going to move. So you want to make sure that you have a box so that your software recognizes exactly what letter it is that you're trying to move. And the beauty of this new software is I could, continue to struggle, which I always like to do things the hard way, or I can move that box out of my way anywhere on my mat so that I can see what I'm doing, which is a very nice feature. Okay, and I think I'm going to tilt him just a little and move him one more. Okay, alright, so now let's minimize him. So that makes him really small, and I'm going to stick him up here in the corner. So you can maximize and minimize and move it all around. Then I'm going to back out and see if I like that. Now, oops, yeah, because I ungrouped it and I moved things around, it's no longer considered text. So I can't double click in here and get my cursor and change the font. I've gone too far to make that happen. Now when I click this, I haven't converted that sentiment to a path yet. So I'm thinking what's going to happen is if I delete this ellipse, my word's going to go straight. But it doesn't. Okay, so I didn't have to make it a path. I just had to change it to the point where it was no longer text in order to keep this curve. So now if I group both, and actually I'm going to weld and group because I've got that Y that's hanging out there, and I need to weld this. So if I zoom in, you can see now all these are connected to one another with the exception of the Y. And these are connected. And I should just be able to move them at will, which is good. Okay. So again, I've used the transform tool, which looks like a bar graph to me, and the move tool within the transform tool a lot lately. So I thought I would share with you how you can use that if you're having the same issue with mouse control that I'm having. That's it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you would like more content like this, then subscribe so you don't miss anything. You'll have a good day.